Don't look yet. Don't look yet. Hold on. Hold on. Ah, no, not review. View. Pleasure. It's been a while since I used PowerPoint. Yeah, so, God, I meant to do this, like, forever ago, like I said, when the Sonic movie was still a fresh thing, but I'm gonna show you a bunch of Sonic characters.
You know what we could do with those?
What?
We could do an iron-on transfer.
We could.
Not on this shirt.
Yeah, no, not on this shirt, but, like, yeah, we could. I do want another Sonic shirt at some point.
We could take that one, since it has a different background, and do it on a blue shirt.
Yeah, well, you can. Yeah, you can find a lot of images. So what I'm gonna do is, so there's just gonna be the picture of the character, and maybe like a scene or something if it's a interesting character. And I want you to like tell me their name and tell me what you think their backstory is, or like who do you think are like, if you think they're good, if you think they're like a good guy.
Okay.
If you think they're like a good guy, what do you think they do?
Good guy.
Who's this character?
Cute. Sonic.
Yep. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
We don't have all night. I'm gonna fall asleep. It's already after 8 o'clock. Dr. Egg. No.
You're getting there. There's
Professor Egg.
There's another syllable you're missing out. There's another word you're missing out at the very end.
Eggman.
Yes.
Dr. Eggman.
Also, Dr. Robotnik. And
bad guy.
Yep. Do you know what he is trying to do?
Take over the world. And catch all the fast Sonic people from the other world.
Pretty much. Well, in the movie he does that. In the game series, he wants to take over the world and create his glorious empire, Eggman Land, which is basically just a giant amusement park that he controls.
Okay.
What do you think this is? If you don't know this one, I'm gonna be very disappointed in you. He was at the end of the movie. I was super excited for him.
Yeah, but I can't think of what his name is. Wait, let me think. I don't know. I can't remember his name.
I'll give you a hint.
No hints. I don't get it. I mean, I don't have it.
I'll give you a hint. What is that picture on his plane?
A banana. It is a banana, isn't it? Banana tail. Two tails. Oh, it's his two tails. That's two tails.
That's Two Tails? That's his name?
Isn't that his name?
It's like Two-Face from Batman. That's Tails.
Tails. Not Two Tails.
Also known as Miles. Also, his actual name, Miles Prower. Because someone decided to name their child Miles Prower.
Miles per hour. Okay.
Well, his name is Miles Prower. But the joke is Miles per hour.
Okay. Gosh, my eyes are goobering. I wouldn't know that one. It's not Shadow.
Nope.
Brawl?
Brawl? I could see his name being Brawl.
That's not him?
No.
Okay, I don't know.
I'll give you a hint.
Fist.
It's a part of the fist.
Knuckles.
Knuckles!
I should know that. He's got.
Guess what animal he is?
Sonic. Hedgehog.
No, he's an echidna. Also, what do you think Tails... Do you know what Tails was?
Looks like a fox.
Yes, Tails is a fox. Yeah, Knuckles is an echidna, which is a weird anteater thing.
Doesn't look like an anteater.
What side do you... I forgot to ask you what Tails. Hold on, wait, can I scroll back up? Is that a thing? Yes, that's a thing I can do. What's his backstory? Like, obviously you know he's on the side of the good. Do you know anything about him?
No.
Just judging off these pictures, try to give me, like, a made-up story.
He's a pilot.
Okay, so he's a pilot fox.
And he sprays banana fields. Oh yeah, those aren't bananas, that's his tail.
He's a crop duster. or whatever. Yeah.
Crop dust banana fields.
So he is a... Also, he's, like, one of the youngest characters. He's a like, mechanic. He builds stuff. That plane he built all by himself.
Okay.
All while 12 years old.
Hmm.
And he's Sonic's best friend when Sonic... Basically, what happened was he was, like, bullied all his life. Because obviously his misformed Tails, you know, you're not supposed to have two of them, and people were making fun of him for basically just being a nerd with a deformity, until Sonic came along and was like, "Hey, you're pretty cool. Like, don't let people make fun of you for that." And so he basically followed him for the rest of his life, and they're like best friends. What do you think his
He's a bad
is?
guy.
He's a bad guy.
He's got Legos on his shoes. Don't they look like Legos?
They do. Everyone makes that joke, and
Okay.
it's so accurate. You're not terribly wrong, actually. He used to be not a bad guy, but an antagonist. Basically, he spends his time all. I know I've told you about this before, but I doubt you remember. He spends his time alone guarding this thing called the Master Emerald, which is basically like his tribe's heirloom.
Okay.
And so he's basically just isolated. He doesn't know anyone. Eventually, at some point, Eggman went over to his island and was like, "Hey, there's this blue hedgehog named Sonic. He's here to steal your emerald. Go beat him up."
Oh.
And so he's like,
So he's after him.
well, yeah, he's not, yeah, so he's like, he thinks Sonic and Tails are thieves, so he's trying to stop them, and eventually they knock some sense into Knuckles when they show him Eggman's, the one trying to steal the emerald.
Okay.
And so he fights on the side of good now.
Don't have a clue. Never seen her.
You've never seen it? I mean, you've seen her before, but you don't know. You've never said her name.
Miss Priss.
Miss Priss. What do you think Miss Priss is like in the Sonic world? What do you think she's like?
Sneaky.
She's okay, very sneaky.
Tries to act like she's all so sweet, and then she's not.
What gives that away? What gives that away?
She's gonna hit somebody upside the head with it.
Alright, so her name is Amy Rose, and back then, which is the one on the left, that was like her old design. Basically, she was just like this obsessed, like, she had a crush on Sonic, and she was just obsessed with him. And still kind of is, but like much less so. And that's literally her entire character. She's just like a stalker. And she has a hammer. This is unironically one of my favorite characters. Just judge it. So I gave you a bunch of pictures for this one, just because I know you have no idea who this is. So I want you to try to give me a story for this character.
He came from that other planet. No. Dr. Eggman created him, and to help him, he's one of his many robots that are gonna take over and catch all the little Sonic people and create his egg world.
Alright.
Am I close?
You're pretty close. I mean, there's a lot of stuff like that you're missing out, obviously. What I want also, I chose this scene just because things are hilarious out of context. Can you be able to read that down there?
No. I command you to locate.
I command you to locate this frog immediately. Do you hear me? That's Eggman commanding his robots.
Where's the frog?
That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to go find the frog.
But I mean, what frog? Okay.
It's a frog. It's a frog named Froggy.
Okay. The next slide?
No. Actually, I don't remember if I put him on here or not. Also, but like the thing is, what I want you to try to do, so your story is like he's created by Eggman to help capture like the Mobians. How do you think this picture ties in? Also, the text on there says, "You did it. Now you three can live in peace again."
She did something to him, and then she put him in a trance to do something sneaky for her, and they did it. So now she's releasing them.
Who's them? Like those
There's
are
3 of them, aren't there?
Yeah, those are birds.
3 right there.
How do these birds connect with this robot's story?
They're gonna trip him.
They're
gonna fly under his legs and make him fall.
So she's like, so these are things that he's captured, and she's like, help me take down the robot.
Yeah.
Okay, that's an interesting story. So you're right for the most part. This character's name is E102 Gamma, because he's a robot, so he's not gonna have like a normal name, obviously. He is the second in the long line of the E series robots, which are those things. And he is Well, he's not really like created for a specific purpose. He's just sort of like a henchman. Although he is like the best one because they were trying to find a frog. There's a long story behind this, but all you need to know is there's a frog that Eggman needed to find. He was the only one who was able to find the correct frog. So he's like,
So he's
yes,
the
you
king
were.
of all robots.
Well, not the king of all robots, not the king of all robots, but like out of his crew at that time, he's like, you're useful. All of you can go away, and he like sent them off to who knows where. Also, he has a brother, which is like the one that was created right before him, E101 Beta, and he beat him in a fight to be able to go onto the egg carrier, which is the ship that Eggman has, and so his job is to capture animals and stuff, because Eggman doesn't want to capture the Mobians, he wants to capture these things, because he uses them to power those robots. That pink one is powering that thing. That pink one is inside of that robot.
Interesting.
So what happens is eventually, that Amy is taking care of that blue one. So eventually he captured her, and he's trying to get something from the bird because the bird has a Chaos Emerald, but no one knows that yet, except for like Eggman. So he's trying to get the bird from her, and she's like trying to like reason with him. And when the bird like flies towards him, he starts having like flashbacks because he's that other bird. And so he lets her go, like, and he eventually leaves the egg carrier, and he eventually like starts
all this
putting
in the movie that we're gonna watch?
No, but this is in the first game, but I love this character and everyone loves him. Basically, what happened was, so when he left, he was like, hey. Oh, also he saw his brother being dismantled in a horrific way. So like when he left the egg carrier, he's like, hey, Eggman's a bad guy. Like, I don't want to work for him anymore. So his primary objective, he changed to free his brethren by blowing them all up. Because, like I said, they're robots that capture these birds and use them as power sources.
Okay.
So he goes around and destroys the robots so the birds can go free.
Oh.
So,
he's a good guy.
Yes, he is a very good guy, and we all love him. And here's where the tragedy comes in. So we've got this bird that Amy had taken care of. That bird that is powering, I almost said Omega, Gamma. That bird powered Beta. Gamma, so his job was, his directive that he put for himself was to go around and destroy the robots so he can free all the animals. The last one, outside of himself, the last one was his brother Beta.
Who was dismembered.
Yes, and created as a better robot.
Oh, was created again.
Yeah, like he was dismembered and rebuilt as a better robot.
Okay.
So he had to go fight his own brother, and then after that he would have destroyed himself because he's just like, I am just an empty husk trapping this bird, so like I need to get rid of all Eggman robots. And they ended up killing each other in the fight, and both of them blew up, and then you see the birds like fly together because like they're a family actually. Like that's the mom, that's the dad, and I think that's the child. So like this character is dead in Sonic World. Like he had a full complete story.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry to go off on a ramble, but I love this character, and
that's all right.
He has actually a really good story. Who do you think this is?
Shadow!
What do you think his story is, from what you remember me telling you?
I don't remember, but I know he's bad, isn't he?
At first.
At first, and then turns good?
Yes.
I don't remember.
So he was created by Eggman's great-grandfather, originally as a way to help humanity, but his memory was kind of corrupted, and he thought his mission was revenge. So he helped Eggman, until he eventually realized his mission was basically help the people of Earth live a better life. So then he went on the side of good. And that's the scene from Heroes where he, actually not he finds out, but a partner of his finds out that there's a bunch of shadows. And so there's this whole like mystery of like, is he the real Shadow or is he a robot or whatever?
No.
This character will be in the movie we're about to watch. Who do you think this is?
I know you used to have that figure. You probably still do.
I have his leg. I don't know where the rest of them went.
I don't know what this character does. Shoots radar or bullets out of his belly.
So first off, good or evil?
Bad.
Bad? I wonder what gave that away. The menacing figure, or the red eyes, or just everything.
Everything.
So what?
Except for his tennis shoes.
So like, what do you? Those are robot. Those are
I
like
know.
metal shoes.
I know.
Who do you think? So like, what do you think his story is? Like, what do you think
He
his
was
purpose
built
is?
by Eggman to look cute and then kill everybody.
You think that's cute?
Try. He could be, maybe. I don't know.
So he's created. So he's Metal Sonic,
Mm.
and he's literally just like, hey, how do I beat Sonic? I know, with my own Sonic. So he created Metal Sonic, and then Metal Sonic eventually was like, I don't want to be your slave, and then that happened.
What is that?
He got powerful and overrode his programming and basically built more onto himself.
And became worse?
He became pretty much, literally his entire drive. He went from being a servant of Eggman to being his own thing that literally wants nothing more than to prove that he's better than Sonic.
Mm.
Although nowadays he goes back to working with Eggman for some reason. That is never explained, and that kind of irritates me, because, he kind of got away from that. But anyways, who do you think this character is?
I don't know.
If you were to come up with a name for this character.
Purple Fire.
Purple Fire. First name Purple, last name Fire?
Is it Fire Purple? Fire and Ice?
Fire and
Like
Ice.
Pokemon? I don't know.
Good or evil?
I think evil.
You're very distrusting of a lot of these characters. So her name is Blaze the Cat. Originally, she was. This is very weird. Either she's from the future with another character that I have later on this slide, or she's a alternate dimension version of Sonic, which was her original appearance. But basically, I think that's usually the one people like to go with. That she's an alternate dimension version of Sonic, and originally she was against Sonic just because she didn't know him, and there was a lot of like, they were getting in each other's way. But she is a good guy.
Mm.
And she's actually one of the more light characters, just because in every game that you can play as her, she has the best like mechanics. But there's actually one game that I love that everyone hates so much, and everyone says is like so broken, but her mechanics actually work. Like the developers gave a crap when they created her physics. What do you think this is?
I don't know. I don't remember any of the other names.
If you were to give this guy a name.
Ice.
Ice. I could see that. So what do you think Ice's story is? Like, well, first off, good guy or bad guy?
Good guy.
This is the one I thought you would say is a bad guy, but okay. What do you think his story is? Like,
I don't have a clue.
you don't have a clue?
No. He has those things on his hands are tennis rackets. He's got tennis shoes on, so he couldn't.
Those are very fancy looking tennis shoes. I wish I had
They
those.
are.
So his name is Silver the Hedgehog. He is from you can kind of tell from that picture, but he is from a destroyed apocalyptic world that is covered in flames. And also, this is the game where she in this game she is from the future with him. But also, everyone hates this game. This is the game that I said everyone hates.
Mm.
But basically, he's from a future where everything's horrible, and his only guidance was this mysterious person who could somehow travel through time, telling him, hey, this is the person who's responsible for your future, and showing him a vision of Sonic.
Mm.
So for most of the game, he was trying to kill Sonic, because he's like, I guess I gotta do this to save the future, because like he doesn't know what's going on. He's just been told that this person is responsible for the destruction of the world. So he's like, I guess I gotta kill him to save the world.
Mm.
And eventually he starts running into a moral dilemma of like, is this right? And he just doesn't know. And eventually Shadow shows him like, hey, that person who told you that, don't believe him. Like, he eventually traveled back in time and showed him, like, the origins of what's happening. But he is a good guy.
I'm not gonna be able to watch the movie.
We can watch it tomorrow.
Yeah, we can watch it tomorrow.
But I did want to do this.
Okay.
I had this prepared forever ago, literal months ago.
I do like the idea of us doing some decals with them.
Yeah, I would love to have some more Sonic shirts, especially since apparently I used to have some.
Mm-hmm.
That is my one regret for.
We'll have to get some of your plain ones to decide what color.
Yeah.
And I think I've got a couple decals left, but I'm not sure.
But yeah, like that was my one regret when we went to the Sonic movies. I didn't have a Sonic shirt.
Yeah.
And this is a fun one. I know you've seen this one.
I've seen that one. Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me anything about this character?
Mm-mm.
Okay, what do you think this character is like?
I think that's a helmet or something on its face. It comes off.
That is a mask, yes.
And it's a girl. Based on the shoes. Pointy. Maybe. And I don't know anymore.
So, like, if you were to come up with a name for that's the thing. I want you to like
Shadow.
come up with
Because
Shadow.
that's what our Shadow looks like, our boy. But I know there's already another Shadow.
If you were to like come up with a story for like if you were just to look at these images and come up with a character for him,
I think she's a skunk.
I could see that. I could really I really see that actually now. Maybe that's just because of people always calling Hero a skunk and
she's a hero?
No, Hero, my wolf character that I wear. Because everyone calls him a skunk.
Oh.
So good guy or bad guy?
I think good guy. Girl. Is it a girl or boy?
I will tell you it is a guy.
Oh. Okay.
So what do you think he does? Like,
looks like based on that picture, he becomes invisible.
I mean, he can if he wants to. I'll give you a hint. If you want like the most clues to his backstory, this would be your best bet. That picture on the bottom left. So like, just from that picture, what do you think he does? Like,
I don't know. I can't tell by anything. I don't know.
So he's holding
personality.
Yeah. So there's a person over there, and there's also you can kind of see another person over there, and he's holding a sword out.
He is?
Yes, that red thing's a sword.
Okay.
He's like holding a sword out, almost like he's leading them.
A knight, and that's his like a knight wears that helmet, but he doesn't have a shield.
I could see him being a knight. If he was in a certain other game, I could totally see him being a knight. So this is Infinite the Jackal, which I haven't seen jackals much, but now I can't get skunk out of my head now. I can't stop seeing him as a skunk now. Again, maybe that's just because everyone calls Hero skunk, so now I just have a twisted view of what skunks look like. But so he was originally a mercenary. Oh, I think I actually have one more character on this slide. He is originally a mercenary that was... I haven't read the comics at all. I've only ever played one game. I don't know if he was a bad guy back when he was a mercenary, or if he was just neutral. But no, I want to say he was just more of a neutral force. I have no idea. But basically, he went up against Eggman at some point, and obviously his entire crew lost because Eggman is very powerful. And there's this thing, that thing on his chest.
Mm-hmm.
There's this thing called the Phantom Ruby, which if you grasp it, it showed Eggman like view of like his ideal world. And apparently it's like the key to like, or it's one of those things where it's like like ultimate power. If you want your ambitions reached, like you got to use it or whatever. And eventually, I think Infinite eventually had hold of it at some point, or saw his vision, and Eggman was like, "Hey, I like you. You're skilled. How about you work on my side?" And so he ditched his entire crew to go work with Eggman, and became Infinite. And his power is to create illusions. So if he wanted to, he could turn himself invisible by screwing with your perception to make you not see him. But yeah, I think there is one. No, there isn't. I could have sworn I had Chaos on here. Okay, wait, really? I don't have Chaos on here. Okay, I thought I had Chaos. I don't.
Got one more to add then.
There are countless Sonic characters. I'm not putting every single one of them on here.
No.
One of them's that frog.
No, you found it?
Well, no.
You found the frog!
I found the frog. Actually, no. Okay, I will go ahead and just give you like a short explanation of that. So not the frog, but there's a character named Big the cat whose best friend is a frog. Not like a Mobian frog, like a two-legged, like standing on his legs frog. Literally just a frog, like a normal frog.
Yeah.
That he named Froggy, and he just goes fishing. Literally, his entire character is. He's big, he's slow, he just likes to spend his days fishing and just being free and doing whatever he wants. And basically, I actually heard someone compare him to Sonic, except on opposite speeds, because Sonic's whole thing is that he doesn't care about like goals or anything. He literally just wants to be free and does whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard someone actually like compare Big to him, and I kind of agree, because like they both want to do their own thing, except Sonic's is like adrenaline junkie. He wants to go fast and do all that stuff, whereas Big just wants to take it slow and go fishing with his friend Frog. But
Frog has to watch out because bass like to eat frogs as bait.
Don't worry, Big will protect him. He'll catch those bass for him. Gosh. Actually, another thing, I will say a lot of people really hate this character just because in the game, the first game he was playable, literally his entire. So you know what you have a basic idea of what the games are like, right? How they're platformers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So in the earliest days of 3D Sonic, literally the first game, it was basically like that, but in 3D. Sonic had 3D running platforming. Tails had less speed, but more like going in like flying around areas. Knuckles had like very gimmicky stages of going around and looking for stuff. Amy had very awkward platforming because she wasn't very fast, but she had a weird mechanic where if you got to her top speed, you could jump with her hammer, and it would be kind of like pole vaulting. Like, so like where she bashed the hammer and jump up, but basically she was just slower platforming. And Big, literally his entire gameplay was fishing, and a lot of people hated it because no one knew how it worked. But basically, what happened was, his friend Froggy ate a Chaos Emerald, went not really crazy, but whatever, and ran away from him. So literally, he had to fish for his Froggy. He had to fish for Froggy, and everyone hated him because
that was boring.
Well, it wasn't boring. It was infuriating because like no one knew how it worked.
Oh.
And so like no one could do it. And it wasn't that it was boring. It was that he was infuriating. So people just didn't like his character. I like him. He's a lovable, like slow guy who just wants to be nice. But yeah, so those are the Sonic characters that I had. One of 100, or
wow.
A couple of 100. So yeah, I guess we'll watch the movie tomorrow then, if you're too tired.
Silver something. Silver Sonic.
That's a different character.
Oh.
I didn't show you that one.
Oh, I thought you did.
No, I showed you Silver the Hedgehog.
Oh.
Silver Sonic is a different character entirely.